nothing worse than having a doctor that is caring for you that absolutely smells and you cannot stand to be around them, or even having a midwife that's trying to help you deliver your baby, or even hovering around you giving you breastfeeding support and tips, and their breath is kicking or they have a very strong smell of BO. There's nothing worse than that. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to yet another video. If you're new here, my name is Nadine and I'm a registered midwife here working in the UK. So on my channel, I basically create all kinds of content, but I mainly focus on midwifery related content, and I also do some other videos such as lifestyle, beauty, vlogging from time to time, and I'm currently renovating my home, so there's a few renovation sprinkles here on my channel. So if you guys like the sound of that, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and join my YouTube family. But in today's video, as you guys can tell by the title, I'll be giving you guys some tips and recommendation on how to stay smelling amazing and fresh as a healthcare professional. So I'm a midwife. I'm surrounded by other healthcare professionals such as doctors, nurses, pediatricians, ODP, healthcare assistants, MSWs, neonatal nurses. I can list a lot of healthcare professionals that I work with, and I've learned a few tips along the way on how to stay smelling fresh and amazing while in the healthcare world and working, for example, a 12-hour shift, and how the job can be very, very demanding and very like on the go, which can impact your hygiene and have you smelling funky after the 12-hour shift. So this is my tips and recommendation on how to stay fresh and amazing while working those long 12-hour shifts. Tip number one is to shower regularly, and what I mean by this is when you wake up for that day shift or when you wake up for that night shift, wake up and jump straight in the shower and wash yourself from head to toe. There's no reason why you should be going to work with a build-up of sweat and body oil that you have accumulated while you were sleeping and take that with you to work because you haven't showered. So good hygiene starts from when you get yourself out of bed and into the shower and basically cleanse your skin from head to toe, getting rid of all that sweat and all that oil to ensure that you smell good for the rest of your day. The reason why people have bad body odor at work is because they have probably missed the step of jumping in the shower and washing themselves properly. And what I mean by properly is not jumping in the shower for 2 seconds and then jumping out. Like proper washing your skin and cleansing your skin. Give yourself a good wash all over, scrub your skin, scrub your armpits, get deep into all the cracks and all the, skin, and basically wash yourself thoroughly before jumping out of the shower, getting into your clean clothes and going to work. So that is my first and most important tip, which is a basic tip which everyone should be doing before they go to work, is making sure that they shower before they actually put on their uniform and get into that hospital. So the next tip and most important tip, after you shower and you've dried yourself and you've creamed yourself, make sure you use your deodorant. Don't skip this part because this part is super important. Make sure you apply your deodorant because deodorant is basically your golden ticket to staying fresh and smelling good while at work. If you don't use deodorant, then you don't have like a protective layer against like the body odors, the sweat that you will produce while you are working. So do not skip that step. Make sure you always use your deodorant, whether it's a spray or a roll-on. I prefer using a roll-on because I feel like the spray doesn't give you that much protection, but when I use my roll-on, I stay fresh and smelling good while at work. When I lift my armpit and I give myself a sniff, smells amazing. There's no body odor, there's no BO under my arm because I haven't skipped that part in terms of using my deodorant after I shower and before I put on my clothes. So please, my dear sisters, my dear doctors, my dear brothers, please do not skip the deodorant part when you get yourself ready to go to work. So the next tip, which people should already be doing, but some people literally skip this step, is to always brush your teeth before each and every shift that you go to. So when you wake up in the morning and you are going to a day shift, working during the day, before you leave your house, whether you've woken up or after you've eaten breakfast, make sure you brush your teeth before you go to your shifts. And also if you wake up after your nap before your night shift, make sure you brush your teeth teeth before your night shift. There's nothing more offensive and embarrassing than talking to a co-worker or a colleague or a patient having to talk to a doctor, a nurse, or a healthcare professional that has really bad breath because they forgot to brush their teeth in the morning or before their night shift. So please guys, as healthcare professionals, we are constantly talking to patients, we are constantly talking to colleagues, so it's super important to always brush your teeth before you attend each and every single shift. Wake up in the morning, before you shower, brush your teeth, or after you shower, brush your teeth, or after you have your breakfast, brush your teeth. Whatever order you do it in, always brush your teeth before your night shift or your day shift. So the next thing to consider when you want to smell good and fresh all day as a healthcare professional is the clothes that you are putting on before you go to work. So not only does your body have to be cleansed and washed and smelling good, the clothes that you put on the body that you've cleaned have also got to smell good and be clean before you leave the house. So make sure that you are washing your uniforms regularly and not putting on uniforms that are visibly dirty or you've been sweating in and you just basically put it on after you've showered. It basically defeats the whole purpose of smelling good and being clean while going to work if you put on dirty uniform and then you leave the house. So make sure you wash your clothes regularly. If you're someone that is constantly sweating in your uniform, then you have to wash that uniform and make sure you keep up with the cleanliness of your uniform. If you're someone that doesn't sweat as often and your uniform is still visibly clean after a night shift or a day shift, then you don't have to constantly wash that uniform. You can wash it, say for example, twice a week or at the end of the week. If you're doing, say for example, 3 days a week, then you can wear it for those 2 to 3 days and then wash it at the end of the week. But if you're someone that's visibly sweaty, that like you literally have sweat patches and you are always sweating, then my friend, you have to change your uniform every single shift and basically be on a rota to always wash your uniform. Another thing that you guys need to consider when looking at your clothes and what you wear is your clean socks, clean underwear, and your bras. If you're someone that's visibly sweating and you're always having a sweat patch, then that bra needs to go in the wash and you need to put on a clean bra every single shift. But in terms of your underwear and your socks, please change your underwear and your socks every single day. We don't want any of that smell lingering as you go to work. So make sure that you are coming into work with clothes that are clean, tidy, wash, and smell good. Basically stay on top of your hygiene as well as your body hygiene, your clothes hygiene as well. The next tip is to stay hydrated and drink plenty of water while you're on each and every shift. There's nothing worse than talking to someone that's very dehydrated, because you will smell it on their breath. They will literally have a bad odor because they are very dehydrated. So drinking water actually makes a difference in terms of your hygiene and making sure that you keep smelling fresh. So drinking water while on your shift, throughout your shift, every second that you can, will help you with bad breath and basically having a bad body odor as you sweat. So that is another important tip for healthcare professionals, is drink plenty of water as you are working throughout your day. So another tip that basically ties in with your breath and making sure that your breath is on point and smelling great is freshen up as you go on during your shift. So have some gum with you or have some mint with you just to basically freshen up your breath if you don't have the time to quickly go into your locker and brush your teeth or drink some water. Always have a mint or breath spray or some gum to always freshen up throughout your day. There's nothing honestly bad than speaking to someone that has really bad breath. So literally keep like a mint in your locker, in your bag, in your purse, in your uniform pocket, so that you can just basically put a mint in your mouth and basically freshen up your breath throughout the day, because you are constantly talking to people, you are constantly running around, you are constantly having to do so many tasks that you're forgetting to even drink water or stay hydrated. So if you forget to drink water and stay hydrated, you can just basically pop a mint or have a quick gum or something sweet to just basically keep your mouth smelling good and fresh throughout the day as you go on and finish your shift. There's also some staff members that like their coffees, that like their teas, that go out for a cigarette, that eat loads of foods throughout their shifts, and therefore if you constantly constantly doing things, putting things in your mouth, eating things, drinking things, then you are going to accumulate like a sense of odor or sense of smell in your mouth. So it's very important that you keep on top of that and you're constantly refreshing your breath with like a mint or something every time you drink a coffee, you go out for a smoke, you eat like a garlicky sandwich or a garlicky food or any food that has a strong smell to it that will basically linger around for some time. It's super important to basically refresh your breath, pop that mint so that you can continue smelling great and amazing throughout your shift, and you basically don't offend anyone with your bad breath, with your coffee breath, with your smoking breath, or with your tea breath, or with your garlicky breath. And you're basically talking to patients and colleagues with a nice minty breath because you basically just popped one and basically refreshed your breath. So my last and final tip and recommendation is to reapply as needed. So throughout your shift, as you're running around, sweating, doing the most, you know, bending over backwards for these patients, these clients, these colleagues, it's super important to reapply as needed. For example, go into your locker room, go into your change room, get your deodorant out and just reapply as needed. So if you feel like, you know, you're 5 hours into your shift and it's smelling a bit funky, you smell down there and it's like, okay, I've done the most today and therefore I can smell it on myself, the sweat is building up. Literally just take 5 seconds and go to your changing room, use like a wet wipe if you have one. If you don't have one, just get like a tissue, run some water in, give yourself a wipe under the underarms and just basically reapply the deodorant so that you can stay smelling fresh throughout your shift. There's nothing worse than, you know, finishing your 12-hour shift and you've basically been polluting the work environment with your odor and your sweat and your bad breath and your bad BO, and then having to end your shift with people saying thank God she's going home now. So just basically make sure that you stay on top of your hygiene practice or your hygiene goals and your hygiene games to ensure that you are smelling good throughout your shift. So that is basically it for today's video. I can literally go on for days and mention so many tips and recommendations on how to stay smelling fresh for healthcare professionals, but I literally don't want this video to be too long. I don't want to bore you with all the tips and tricks that I have learned all the years. But if you guys want me to do a part 2 of this and basically carry it on, please do comment below and I'm more than happy to do a part 2 and give you guys more tips and recommendations that I've learned over the years as a midwife. But I hope this video has been super insightful for you guys or super helpful to you guys in some way. I'm more than happy to read your comments, recommendations, tips as well on how you stay smelling fresh as a healthcare professional. So please do share those in the comment section below. And if you guys have liked today's video, please give this video a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And also subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't liked my video and you want to see more content such as this one. But until then guys, I will see you very soon in my next video. So until then guys, bye.